I love making content for Jeff Lewis Tennis, but something I'm even more passionate about is Victory Tennis programs. The goal is to only create content derived from free instruction I provide to communities that might otherwise not have access to good instruction or even tennis in general. So enjoy this basic kids tennis lesson plan, and please show your support for the program by following and subscribing to that channel as well as the other social media outlets. Thank you for your support and enjoy the lesson plan. Okay, so you always want to start kids off with a warm-up. Even though we know it's hard for young kids to get injured, you want to build that habit of having some type of ritual before you play to get the body warm, just so they're used to it when they do move into higher performance tennis. In other versions of our first tennis class, we have a whole tennis player athleticism obstacle course set up. But for this, I just wanted to keep it super basic and simple. We just have them jog, then we have them skip, then we have them sidestep, and then we have them walk up on their toes to get their legs stretched out, and then do big arm circles as they're doing that. I call it flying giraffes. Okay, then you want to move on to just some type of fun ball handling exercise. Not just to get the feel of how the ball bounces and how it feels off the strings, but also for racket-eye coordination, which is very different from hand-eye coordination. You'll notice they want to start choking up on that racket to get more control and feel the hand be closer to the ball, so you want to watch out for that. You can also make it into a game, try to find a way to keep them intrigued, how many in a row can you bounce down? And that way they can also monitor their progress on this exercise. This is also a great at-home drill. You can do bounce downs. When they get that too easy, you can do bounce ups, ball carry, all kinds of different ball handling drills. Okay, next you want to just kind of introduce them to the core basics of stroke production, starting with the ready position. Remember, if they're right-handed, they're going to want to have their right hand on the bottom. Left-handers should have the left hand on the bottom. A lot of other sports that's switched, so you want to keep an eye out for that. Racket centered and slightly tilted forward. I noticed that kids almost always have a natural forehand grip if they have the right ready position. It's really only when they turn for the backhand that we have to show them that grip. Then we just show them that a forehand is with one hand swinging on this side. And you notice how I'm kind of simulating that Ferris wheel stroking shape. And that on the other side it's with two hands. Now, I love this ball pushing drill as kind of the first drill to do with kids because it works on a few things. When you get that racket on top of the ball, it's very similar to the low and closed position that the kid should be letting the racket drop into eventually to hit topspin. So they get to work on that both sides. Also, just the ball rolling forward, you could even bring up the word topspin. It kind of starts to introduce that you do want a rotation on the ball from the very beginning. And also, it's just easy. Kids are going to have success. So I really like having them push that ball with their racket starting on top of the ball and rolling it, not hitting it necessarily, but just starting with their racket on top of the ball. And you can even notice they'll kind of naturally finish out and up, and they might lift up on their back toe. So you also have an opportunity to introduce that follow through or picture position to the kids when they're done. So we know tennis is just different from other sports to where there's so much to learn, and it takes quite a while before kids can be introduced to competition. And I think one of the mistakes being made in junior development now is that we just eliminate teaching and we try to find ways to get them right into competition, which is fine, but at the expense of them really learning solid fundamentals. So here, this is a great game I have. There's tons of different formats. It's called tennis soccer. This format, you can not have them have to hit over the net, and you can do the same drill we just did, but they can try to score on each other. And this is just a way to make learning strokes fun. And you can add those conditions of having to utilize the correct swing when you do it. Have them Say, okay, now you have to do it while holding the picture position for the goal to count. Here I'm not even requiring the goal for the next kid to go into the goal. They're just taking turns rotating. And also that goalie is an opportunity just to get more racket-eye coordination, and also the young player can be waiting in their ready position as a requirement as well in this game of tennis soccer. Now certainly those drills within themselves could be a good class or a good first day of learning and getting started in tennis, but here for your own education I add another drill which I think is really good. It's just having them intercept and then control back to me the ball with and randomly. Maybe it's going to be a backhand coming, maybe it's going to be a forehand, they don't know, but they have to run out, intercept that ball, roll it back to me, and then I'll roll it back to them, another random shot. So again, they're just getting that feeling of bilateral swinging off either side. And that's it. We send the kids home, and I just try to really encourage them to practice the things they learned today at home. Practice bounce downs, bounce ups, and give them one piece of information that they are required to show someone. And in this case, I tell them, make sure you show someone your ready position at home. And then when you come back, I want you to be a little bit better at bounce downs, and make sure you have the right hand on the bottom, correct hand on the bottom for the ready position. So that's your basic kids tennis lesson plan. I hope you use it. I hope you like it. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions.